Let me put this up real quick. All right. What's going on, everybody? Man, peace and power, elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in the faith. Live in the faith. I'm trying to brush my hair off. All right. So I'm in the bathroom, but up here brushing my hair. You know, just gotta make sure my hair is brushed. All right. So let me talk to y'all real quick. Um. So the subject is about why anthropology is the best subject to study. Why is anthropology the best subject to study? Okay, so there's a reason why. The reason why I say that anthropology is the best subject to study is because with anthropology you can learn a lot of things, right? It's very general. It's very general, meaning that there's four categories of anthropology. All right. You have you have the culture, you have the biology, you have linguistic, and you have archaeology. And I think it will be easier to study that way as opposed to trying to study things separately. If you study all those subjects in one component, it'll make things a lot easier. The reason why I decide to speak on this subject, right, is because I think a lot of us don't get it. A lot of us are not well studied or well versed in to understand a lot of things, especially when it comes to biology, when it comes to genetics. If more and more our people get involved in studying anthropology, I think that it would help to bring more knowledge and understanding. You know, there's so many pseudo information out there, especially when it comes to lineage and bloodline, right? Especially when it comes to genetics about African Americans that's going around, that's floating around. That's because there's a lack of study understanding anthropology. And I think what we need to start is understand cultural anthropology. But because of the misrepresentation and the underrepresentation of cultural anthropology, the underrepresentation, right, is why many people are not aware and they don't know much about they don't know much about they don't know much about, you know, the African American culture because it's not enough exposure. And because of the so-called minorities being in the scientific field, they are underrepresented. All right. And then There was a video that I seen the other night that was brought to my attention. I'm not going to call out the name of the individual. I'm not going to say who they are. They know who they are. But this individual has made critiques about other individuals. And this person had gone so far to bring someone's loved one, family member into the picture, which is him below the belt, which is very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful to do so because once you bring somebody's family into the picture, now you have created a problem. Now it becomes a problem. Okay? Um this person does not seem to have the intentions on learning about history. I think this person has an intention on trying to call themselves exposing other people, and even with that, they're not really exposing anybody. My thing is, if me and us got into studying about anthropology, I think that it will cut all the chaos and the confusion that we have going on. And not enough of us know about our ancestry. I had someone on Facebook tell me that uh, the ancestry DNA is not based on biology, but paternal tests are, which makes no sense. Because if you're getting an ancestry test, right, and you're using your saliva, okay, you're using your saliva, and you're sending it back to the laboratory, right, they're doing the biology work because they're taking your saliva, right, and extract the DNA and comparing the samples, which is the DNA of other people and other tribes. So how can it not be biology? This goes to show people are lacking understanding. And it makes no sense. It's illogical. How can't you say that ancestry DNA is not based on biology, but just database, but paternal tests are based on biology and matches? Do you know how many people have found their loved ones uh, due to ancestry? There's people who have found loved ones that they have found their cousins, their brother and sisters, their fathers, their mothers through taking ancestry in 23andMe. They found their loved ones on there. So therefore, there is some form of biology taking place. Now, can the information be upgraded? Yes, because there's always new things to discover. That does not mean the DNA has changed or anything. It just means that new information has been discovered about your DNA. All right. But getting back to what I wanted to say about this individual, it's like I don't know what this individual's purpose is. If they're trying to gain clout or whatever, I don't know what they're trying to do. But to sit here and bring up somebody's loved one into the picture or family member just to prove a point, it's him below the belt. It is disrespectful. But this person was studying the field of anthropology. They will be able to grasp the understanding of what this other individual is trying to indicate. Now they have accused this person of trying to brainwash or trying to be pseudo or whatever the case may be, because of a conversation regarding to ancient Egypt and ancient Nubia and the Levant, etc. And that becomes, that's very problematic. That's an issue. You know, but DNA can be very complex and to understand, especially when they deal with us African Americans. And the reason why I say that it's very complex for us as African Americans is because of the fact that we carry a certain type of, we carry multiple ethnic groups in our genetics. We carry genetics from those that came from Central Africa and those that came from West Africa. And we also carry some of the European genetics and some of the Native American genetics. We carry multiple genes, all right? So to say that a person does not look a particular way, that's the problem. That's not always the case. You may look something on the outside, but your DNA gonna tell you what you really are on the inside. So what you look like on the outside don't really matter as much as what you are on the inside. Okay? So I'm gonna give an example. So this person said that this individual's mother don't look Fulani. Okay. You say this individual's mama don't look Fulani, but do you know much about the Fulani people? Do you know about the Fulani DNA? I done had people who is from the continent, who is from West Africa, by the way. They from places like Senegal. They're from Guinea, Ivory Coast. I done had these people look at me and tell me that I look like a Fulani woman. I had people tell me that. And I'm an African American woman. But here's the secret. There is some Fulani in me. I don't know how much it is, but there's some Fulani. Because why? Because of Senegambia. When the slaves came from those areas and brought here to America, many of them were Fulani. Many of them were Hausa. Many were Fulani, many of them were Hausa people. And then later on, you had the Yoruba, the Igbo, the Iwe, the Fon, the Mandingo. So those ethnic groups, right, that came from multiple regions, they started mixing in together once they got here. They start blending in their culture together. Like hoodoo, for example. Hoodoo is African American practice, but its origin can trace back to multiple African systems and African mythologies that is combined together to make that hoodoo practice. Why? Because multiple ethnic groups decide to come together and bring their practice in a tradition. So those multi-ethnic groups, right, make up what we call today African Americans, along with other people like European and some Native Americans. But for the most part, when we talk about majority African descent, it's because of multi-ethnic groups. All right. So for that individual to say about somebody's mama is not Fulani because they don't look a certain way, well, everybody not gonna always look the same. Everybody's not gonna have the exact same features that you think they should have. That's how tricky genetics can be. See, as African descended people, we are a very diverse people. When I say very diverse, we're not one skin complexion. We don't have one particular features. Okay? We are very diverse. You got light skin, you got dark skin, you got those who are in between. We're very diverse. Take what's the singer name? Rotimi. Rotimi. He's from New Jersey, but his parents are Nigerian. His mother is Yoruba, and I think his father is Igbo. But he's light skinned. He's my complexion. He's my complexion. He was born in New Jersey, though. But that go to show you that African people don't have one particular features. Okay? Now, they might have features that's different from those that are European or those that might be Native American, Asian. But when it comes to, the continent or the region, everybody don't have one particular feature. All right? So, DNA is very complicated to understand at times. Genetics is very complicated to understand. And, the phenotype can be tricky. It can be very tricky. So yes, going back to my point, it's very important that we really start getting into understanding anthropology. We need to start studying anthropology, because if we study anthropology, then it would disambiguate all the chaos, all the confusion, all the question, all of this, that, and other. It will help people to have a better clarity and understand of scientific knowledge. And I think that's where people need to start off. That we all have to start off. Okay? There is sources that you can find online dealing with the subject about anthropology. You can go on YouTube channels. You can go on university channels, right? Universities have their own YouTube channels, and you can just type in anthropology. There's black anthropologists out there. Soy Kieta, Dr. Fatima Jackson, just to name a few. And there's more. You just have to be the one to actually do the research. You have to be the one to look up information. You have to be the one to do it. But there's plenty of people out there, there's plethora of folks that's dealing with the subject matter. But they just not getting enough credit. Why? Because they are being underrepresented. So when you're underrepresented, you're not going to get a lot of credit. So people going to believe that, oh, there is no this, that, and other. There's no black people in anthropology fields. There's no black people doing this. And there are plenty of black folks out there. They just not being represented. So sometimes you have to do your own study. You have to do your own research. You have to buy books for yourself. You have to educate yourself. For those who are autodidacts. Again, there's plenty of books on anthropology. There's plenty of videos. And I can post videos up on my page. And I can go to the channels and post up on my YouTube community for those who may be interested. There's a lot. It's a lot of stuff out there. But anyways, I won't be on here for long. I just wanted to speak on this subject matter. And anyhow, I hope you all have a good one, and I hope you all be safe. Peace and power, elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany. I'm logging on saying deuces. All right, thank you.